Okay guys, welcome to another video. As you can see from the title, I am taking a look at a modified Atari Jaguar gamepad. Now, yeah, I was contacted by a chap, Andy Clegg, and he asked me if I was interested in getting my Jaguar gamepad modified. Now the reason for that is because of one particular game. That's the gamepad there. I'm just going to move that to the side, and that particular game is this Tempest 2000, written by Jeff Minter. It's a cracking game, and it's probably I would definitely say it is the best game in the system. Now you're probably thinking, well, that wouldn't be hard, and you'd be absolutely correct. The Jaguar had a very small number of games released for it. It should have done a lot better than it did. It was a powerful machine. I'm not quite sure why the Jaguar failed. Did Atari go bust at that point? I've got no idea. If anybody knows why the Atari Jaguar failed, let me know, because it was quite a powerful console for the time. I believe it was touted as being the first 64-bit console. I don't know if that's true or not. But anyway, yeah, Tempest 2000. If you've seen or played Tempest in arcades, you'll probably know that it uses a spinner. Now, it is literally a little dial that you just spin round. It's the same type of controller that you use for what other games use it. Is it, what's it called? Not Warlords. Is it Warlords? What's that one? It's an Atari game, I think it is, and you've got 4 castles. Can't remember. Warlords, something like that, possibly. The other game is obviously Breakout, and later on Arkanoid. Both of these used a spinner or a paddle, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, so when the Jaguar was released, and more specifically this game was released, I believe it was expected that there was going to be a spinner released for the Atari Jaguar. Now that never happened, so the only way to play this game is to use the gamepad. So I'm going to move him over there for a second. I'm going to bring in the gamepad. If you've never played an Atari Jaguar, it's got quite an obscure gamepad. I'm not going to say it's the worst, but it is most definitely not one of the best gamepads around. Size wise, well, you can see I've not got the biggest hands in the world. It's quite a chunky thing. But what's quite odd about it, it's got how many? It's got like what looks like an old telephone. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0 asterisks, and is that star? I think it is. You've also got pause and an option button, and you've got 3 keys, A, B and C. Now, this little switch at the top was added by Andrew. Now yeah, it's also got a little gamepad. That's how you control it. It's not the best gamepad in the world, but again, it's not the worst. So using this for Tempest is okay, but not as good. It's not going to be as good as the spinner. So what Andrew kindly fitted for me is this bad boy. Yep, it looks like a TV knob. I'm sure there's a bit more to it than just that, but it quite literally just keeps turning around, and you use this to play said Tempest game. Now the little switch in the top, if it's switched that way, pointing towards the gamepad, it means it's a gamepad. If you switch it that way, it goes into spinner mode. Apparently you've got to use 2 gamepads to enable, because yeah, there was Jeff Minter actually built in a secret option into Tempest to enable the rotary. I think they call it a rotary controller, which is exactly the same as spinner. You've got to unlock that mode. It doesn't come as default, so he obviously had an inkling that it might come out, so he put it in there. But anyway, let's fire this thing up, and we'll try it out and see how it goes. Right, okay, just straighten this out a wee bit. Now the first thing you need to do is on the Player 1 gamepad, you need to go to the game selection screen. Like so, there we go, and then you press option, and now you'll see there it says at the bottom controller type. Normally that would not be highlighted. What you need to do, if you've got two gamepads, you press the pause button at the same time and up it pops. And you'll see there, I've got the option to pick rotary, so that's now been picked. Basically rotary is the spinner, so I should now be able to use the spinner for this. There is a way to set that up using a single joystick or a single gamepad, but you've got to use a paperclip or something. I'm lucky enough that I've got the other gamepad. Now hopefully you can see the screen okay. I'm using an app on my phone which was recommended to me by my mate Kevin down the rabbit hole. So this hopefully lets you see it quite clearly. Previously I've been using the GoPro to record, you know, in-game footage like on my CRT TV, but the problem with that is the camera refreshes at a different rate from the TV and you get these wavy lines, but this app thing seems to work okay. So yeah, right away, what a difference it makes just having that little spinner. It is nice and sensitive. Just a pity I couldn't connect it up to my computer. That'd be nice. I could play in MAME, I could play various games like Arkanoid and that kind of stuff, but I don't think there is a USB to Jaguar thing available, though you never know, because I mean eBay sells everything. Now I've obviously got the gamepad upside down. I've got the paddle part facing up the way, and then I've got my left hand underneath pressing the B button to fire. This is a cracking version of Tempest. Yeah, it is. It will slow down a wee bit. You know, you need to remember it's an old console. We're not, you know, it's not the same kind of technology as like a PS4 or anything like that at all. We're talking about 20 odd year technology. But the music in it is lovely. It plays really, really well. And you know what? When you get into the meat and bones of the game, you don't really notice it. You don't really notice any slowdown. A lot of the most epic kind of shoot 'em ups that you had slowdown. I mean, you know, a lot of the stuff that came out by like Cave, you know, Dodon, Patchy, these kind of games, they all had slowdown. It was just because that was the technology, and there's something, I'm not going to say there's something good that it slows down, but that's just what it was. It certainly doesn't spoil the actual gaming experience at all. Now I'm playing the Tempest 2000 version. You've got Tempest original, then you've got Tempest Plus, I think it is. You've got your different pick-em-ups. Now I've not been using any of the pick-em-ups at all because I've got it flipped upside down. I'm not too sure what button it would be. Saying that, it would either be A or C. It's not that difficult to work out, but I'm more about just wanting to really test the actual spinner, and I've got to say it handles really, really nicely. Now Andrew did say if anybody's interested in getting this done to he said he's more than happy for me to pass on his email. I'm obviously not going to put his email address in the comments section, you know, for fear of scammers and whatnot, but if anybody is watching this video and is interested in getting their Jaguar controller modded by Andrew, let me know. What to do is put a comment down below. We'll arrange via a phone call or via an email or something, and I'll pass Andrew's email address on to you, and then you can arrange it. I mean, basically all you need to do is send the Jaguar pad to Andrew, and he'll give you a cost for it, you know. But got to say, I'm loving this. It's how Tempest should be played. I mean, it's like going from playing Outrun using a gamepad to playing Outrun using a steering wheel. It's how the game was designed, you know. Games were designed with sort of control methods in mind, and this is no different. This was designed for a spinner. You can still get a good game, don't get me wrong, you can still get a good game using keys, gamepad, whatever, but the proper way to play it is using a spinner. Now yeah, the video did jump, and the reason for that is for some strange reason this app only allows you to record up to 5 minutes. I don't know, maybe it's because it's a free version or something, I'm not quite sure. I just noticed it when I was actually playing the game. I thought, wait a minute, I'm sure I'd actually started to record this, but I'll do another 5 minute video or recording. But this is one of these games that you really want. You want to play in a darkened room with a pair of headphones on. I don't know, has the Jaguar got a headphone out? I'm not quite sure actually. But it just looks awesome, it really does. I think this game may have came out. Did it come out in the PlayStation? I've never actually seen this level before. That sounds a bit disconcerting. Now I'm not playing this right now. What I did was I thought, the problem I've got is when I make videos with sound, if I'm actually talking over the sound, it records both the game sound and my voice as one recording. And as I've found out, sometimes my voice is maybe not loud enough, or the sound effects are too loud, and it means that you can't hear it. Whereas if I record my voice separately, it means that I can change the volume of either the game or this. But I was playing this about half an hour ago. I don't know if there's like a vector mode. It would be nice if there was like an unlockable original in this. Don't know if there is. But look at it, I mean, Jeff Minter was just so far ahead of the game. You know, you play any other game in the Jaguar and most of them are pretty poor. But, you know, yeah, a lot of people criticise Jeff. I mean, some people accuse him of, you know, he's basically stealing ideas of other people. But then, you know what, Atari owned Tempest, so they're well within their rights to ask Jeff to do another version. But yeah, he may borrow ideas, he may sometimes even borrow sound effects from other games, but there's... Since Eugene Jarvis stopped kind of making games, Jeff Minter, to my mind, is probably the British version of Eugene Jarvis. He just knows a good shoot 'em up. He makes games that he wants to play himself. It's a labour of love with Jeff. I mean, yeah, he's obviously made a bit of money over the years, you know, writing games, etc. But Jeff is I would probably say, and he'd probably be the first to admit it, he's a gamer, then a programmer. Whereas I'm quite sure there's a lot of people who maybe program games, but they don't really play them. But Jeff, I know that as a fact. Jeff is a massive gamer. And I've actually witnessed him playing Tempest, and he's pretty nifty. But then back, I don't know how long ago it'd be, about 15 years ago, on Jeff's forum Yak Yak, we all after he had a sheep. I mean, he's got quite a few sheep and camels and whatnot, but he's not got any camels, but he's got a couple of llamas. But he had a sheep called Flossie, who died, like I said, maybe 15 years ago, and he was absolutely distraught. So a big massive group of us on the forum all chipped in money, and what we did was we bought a Tempest machine, a Tempest arcade machine, and we got it delivered to Jeff's house without him knowing. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can find the video somewhere. If I can find it, I will link it after this video. If I can't find it, then obviously you're not going to see it, but have a Google, you may well find it. But it was a lovely moment. We all put money in, and we bought Jeff this Tempest machine. Really nice moment. So yeah, Jeff is pretty nifty at the game. He owns an arcade machine. So anyway, listen guys, it's coming up to the end of this video. Like I says, if you're interested in getting one of these things, please drop me a message and we'll get something sorted. But as always guys, thank you very much for watching.